Well, hello and welcome to Bowtie Life. I am Bowtie Dave and we're in the dining room getting ready for fermented hot pepper sauce. And we got a lot of hot peppers. You may have seen the list on Facebook or YouTube of all the peppers we've got. We've got jalapeno, 666 grams. It's a lot, almost a pound. We got Scotch Bonnet here. We have Fatali, we have Tabasco, and these Tabascos are hot. I feel silly not having had the camera on because I ate one of these. Not doing that again right now. But I picked a bunch of really good ones. We got Peri Peri, was introduced to these by Chilli Chump, gonna mention him in a few minutes. And Golden Cross, and so thank you Nikki for the Golden Cross peppers. But anyway, also on top of 2.5 pounds of peppers that I have here, I got over another pound here of jalapenos and the same type of stuff. I don't think there's anything new in here, but all this is going to get processed right now to go into fermented hot pepper sauce. I've got a few friends that have been anxious to get a hold of some. I haven't produced any, and for others it's been over a year because we were moving last year and didn't have a lot of produce. So anyway, I want to just mention something about the capsaicin, which is what makes the hot pepper sauce hot. It's the chemical that's really hot. And first thing, it doesn't damage the sense receptors. And there is a video that I'm going to link right up here. That is a video by Chilli Chump, and he talks about a lot of this stuff, and there's peer-reviewed studies, quality work that's been done as far as it doesn't damage the nerves. It does, people can become resistant to it, but it doesn't damage the nerves. But also, the amazing thing is the other health benefits of having capsaicin as a regular part of your diet. I mean, heart health, IBS or gastrointestinal health, thermoregulatory effects. That one I have experienced personally. Analgesic or pain relief, incontinence, Alzheimer's and cognitive health, diabetes and obesity, both of those, me. I've lost the last 30 pounds that I've been trying to lose for decades once I started putting capsaicin in my diet every morning. Also, it helps fight cancer. But go look at that video. If you get cards up on your whatever device you're watching here, if you don't, I've got it linked in the description. And that's a video from Chilli Chump. Fantastic bit of information. He's got all the references in the description as far as what studies it benefits. So anyway, if you're just studies as far as what it benefits in the body, if you're just stumbling along finding this channel, please, oh please subscribe. We are working on building up our community, and appreciate the watch and every single subscription. We talk mostly about gardening, sometimes about life. This would be considered the garden harvest. And in the description here, you will see the weights, the ratio I'm going to have on everything here. I'm hoping to have plenty of fermented hot pepper sauce. It's going to sit up on the shelf for a month, and then I will process it, grind it down even further with a immersion blender, and be bottling it up as I need it. So very excited about all that. I do when I'm done. What we do is we'll stick it into a 5% salt solution, and I use the pink Himalayan salt. Is non-iodized, which is the important part, but it also has other minerals in it, which are supposed to be good for you. And then after that's set, we drain off the salt. Drain off the salt water, and then we will put it into jars and mix it with about 50% some kind of distilled white vinegar or white wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar. We're going to try a few things with this batch because we're going to start playing around with our recipe. I do love this just general collection of hot peppers. I don't have enough peppers to do any one thing. I'm not really interested in doing a jalapeno hot pepper sauce. I am very interested in doing a Peri Peri fermented hot pepper sauce, and also the Scotch Bonnet. This is the spice from the Jamaican food that you might be familiar with. This is really good. Even the Fatali has its own kind of flowery flavor that I really like. Ooh, yeah, that's hot. Okay, that was kind of silly. I just bit the very tip off that. Okay, that's not gonna make the little vein pop out, but that was a hot spot on my tongue. Now it's kind of sitting down the back of my tongue. Okay. All that being said, I better get to work processing here because I got a lot to do. Fortunately, all the frozen stuff is already processed. I just have to pull it out. I will, like I said, I'll put in the description the weights so you have the proportions. I don't really put any weight on it right now. I love this fermented hot pepper sauce. I use it every single day in my breakfast. I put a tablespoon in with 2 scrambled eggs every single morning, and a little OCD that way, but I find it really does me good. I am very pleased with the health benefits. But yeah, anyway, wow, here we go. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. Alrighty, so got 3 3/4 pounds of hot peppers in here. I'm very excited. A lot of good stuff. Jalapeno, Peri Peri, Scotch Bonnet, Tabasco, Fatali, and Golden Cross. I think this is the biggest batch I've made. I made a big batch last year, but that batch had to last me like most of the year, so I was kind of stingy with it. I didn't give away very much of it. I don't have to be stingy with this because I got a whole lot more peppers coming real soon. I can probably do this again in maybe within a month. So this will be a lot of hot pepper sauce. I'm very excited about that. But anyway, so I just had a high-level meeting with my cooking consultant. That's Mrs. Bowtie. She is the the better cook. She is the cook, period. I'm just playing around in the kitchen. And so I've got an onion that I'm going to add to it. I just went out to the garden and pulled that. How cool is that? That's neat. And so also I'm going to put, and if you've seen some of my videos, you've seen we've been harvesting these little tiny garlics, but I'm going to put all this garlic in this mix also. Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. All right, back to the game. So this garlic was grown from the garden. It is a hardneck garlic. And I'm going to do some peeling here, and we're going to have some fresh garlic. I did want to show you one little cool tool we have discovered. Having trouble opening this garlic up. There we go. Okay. So what I have here is a garlic peeler, and it's a, I don't know, silicone tube, whatever it is, and it actually will take the paper off your garlic. Okay, obviously I'm not the cook. I don't even know how to open garlic. But this is different. This has got a hard neck in it. Never opened a hard neck garlic before. Had the stem going all the way through it. All right, so you got the clove. What you do is you stick your cloves inside the garlic peeler. And I saw this, maybe it was Melissa K. Norris, I can't remember. Can't put too much in there. You can hear it grinding. It didn't do anything. All right, try this again. If I didn't have it on this cutting board, I don't know. It's been a while since I used this thing. It is not working this time. Is hardneck garlic different? Oh, that's starting. I've been very pleased with this thing until now. It completely cleans the garlic for us. Now I can't keep it in. It keeps popping out. Well, it is not working. This is really tough skin around here. This hadn't, well, I know part of the problem is this hadn't had quite enough time to dry. We kind of we've been harvesting our garlic, and I think we got some of them mixed up. And I may have grabbed the wrong one that was too new. I was a little disorganized with setting these aside to cure for the proper time. Well, anyway, these things are great when they work. That didn't work too well, unfortunately. But, you know, for a few bucks on Amazon or whatever, you can get yourself a set of 2 of these. But I can tell these skins are kind of wet. It's probably why it didn't work too well. I'm going to keep cleaning these cloves. I also have that onion Gonna keep cleaning that up. So give me just a minute. So this is my first time ever opening up a hard neck garlic, and kind of interesting. This is actually an elephant garlic, which is not garlic. Technically, it's related to, I don't know, leeks or something else. But it has this stem, really hard. Well, actually, this is kind of soft, but it has this stem in the middle of the cloves. And these are huge cloves. We're definitely going to plant more of these next year. But these fresh from the garden cloves, oh my goodness, they taste amazing. I just wanted to show you the opening of this thing. This is my first time ever doing an elephant garlic, so this is a new experience for me. There it is. Paper coming off eventually. I think if I were to let it cure some more, now this one has been sitting a couple weeks, but if I let this cure some more, I have a feeling it would be easier to peel. It is really juicy inside here. It's pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's strong. Woo! Wow. Well, anyway, I just want to show you opening a hard neck garlic. That's all. This is about the fourth time I've rinsed off this cutting board. Not wanting to get that hot stuff on my hands. You may know what that is. Slap chop. Great way to save yourself from a lot of onion chopping. We use it. We like it. It's kind of hokey, but it works. Onions chopped. Garlic. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit more. Chopped. This comes all apart. There's a blade in there, a sharp blade, and it all comes apart. You can clean it all completely just by rinsing it. I don't know if it's dishwasher safe. We don't put it through the dishwasher. We just wash it by hand with a brush. Put it back in there to keep it contained. There we have garlic and onion. We're ready to mix this stuff up and put it in jars. I got some sterilized mason jars over here, and I'm going to see how many. I think it's going to go in 2, but it wouldn't bother me if it took 3. So, yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Gotta say, it's kind of a pretty mix. Looks nice. Gonna mix this in with my gloved hands, and then I'm gonna start putting these in jars. Well, I realize if I say this, I'm dooming myself to failure. But so far, I haven't touched my eyes with hot sauce. I am tempting fate, I know. Want to get this, all the different kinds of peppers very well incorporated, along with all the onions, the garlic. And that is all the ingredients in this. It's just stuff from the garden. How good can that be? It's a lot of very hot stuff from the garden, but nonetheless, hot stuff from the garden. That is pretty well incorporated. Got this little funnel from Walmart over in the canning section. Yep, Walmart has a canning set. I need the wide mouth jar. All right, now I'm forgetting. Yes, I think it's the wide mouth. And here we make a mess. Oh, that went in pretty good. And there ends the pretty good. You need to leave about 1 inch of headspace because there's going to be a weight that goes on top of this from the kit. In fact, I better go get the kit. Okay, so this is the Mason Topped Complete Fermentation Kit. We got ours from Haas Tools. I'm sure you can get it elsewhere, but Haas Tools is a good company to support. I always like looking for good companies to support. One of the things that comes with is a packer, and I just pack it down in, and you want a good inch of headspace in there because we're going to be putting in the top of this a weight, a glass weight to hold things in, and then we'll be putting a fermentation lid on the top here. I'm going to put a little bit more in this. And this jar is sterilized with the dishwasher. We put it in the dishwasher, and our dishwasher does real high temperatures. We sterilize our jars that way. So there's one jar ready to go. We're going to put the liquid in next, but let's go ahead and get a few of these done. Here's number 2. Since I have gloved hands, Mrs. Bowtie helped me get the kit out because I forgot to get it out before I messed up my hands. So again, no special ingredients here. This is all lacto fermentation. Lactobacillus is the bacteria that is in our whole environment. I don't know what that is, but it's coming out. I think it was some seeds actually. Didn't have to come out. Lacto fermentation has so many health benefits. We talk so much about gut health these days, and lacto fermentation is one of those things that give 2 thumbs up for gut health. Big time, folks. This is big time. This is ever since we started reading the genome and figuring this stuff out, it's been revolutionary. We are living in an amazing time. The stuff we're figuring out through gut health blows me away. Looks like we're going to get 3 full jars of this stuff. I'm going to spread some of this liquid out among all 3 jars. I'm going to put the rest of this solid in this jar. And I think that is going to be 3 jars. I've never made 3 jars before. I've made 2 jars, never 3. So this is thoroughly exciting. One of the things I want to do, I've been using just distilled white vinegar. So this stuff will ferment. All 3 jars will ferment for 4 weeks to 30 days. After that, I take an immersion blender. We're going to blend these up into just a very fine pulp. And you shouldn't even be able to see the seeds, I don't think. Maybe the smaller seeds. But then what I do is I mix that pulp mash up with 50% mash, 50% distilled white vinegar. However, there are other vinegars out there you can use, and that's something I want to experiment with this time. I'm very excited. Yes, I'm daring to take off my gloves. Okay. I'm going to go throw these away in the trash. That's the second pair of gloves I've gone through. And then we're going to mix up the salt water. Okay, so between you and me, I think these are just a thing of beauty. The colors and all, the yellows, the greens, the reds. There were a little bit more green Peri Peri in there than I intended. Those are the ones that got mistaken for shishito and made a very unhappy meal for both Mrs. Bowtie and myself. She's now shishito shy, and we got more shishito out there, real shishito this time, but she's a little afraid. But anyway, so I did forget one little thing in here. Chopstick. I actually happen to have some salt solution in the fridge, but we're going to have to mix up a little bit more. I did fill these up somewhat with this, but you can, in fact, you can see here, it's almost full to the top here. So it's close to being full. It needs a little more, but what you do when you pour it in there, you need to go around there real good with chopstick and get the extra air out. You go around the side, you go down the middle, and whoa, doggone it. Ah, okay. I touched it. All right, I've touched it with this hand. This is going to be my doom, I know, every single time. So anyway, so that water that was up here, the level's way down here now. So it's dropped almost an inch from just sticking the chopstick in there. So there's some water in here and some water in here, but let's mix up a batch real quick. So a real easy way to do this. I have, in fact, let me move these over a little bit. I have here a very cheap scale from Walmart. It might have been $20. If you're going to do any of this fermentation stuff, you need a scale. And this is, like I said, cheap one, okay? If you're going to get serious, you might want to do more, but yeah. So what I do, first off, I need to find out how much water I can fit in here. I happen to know it's about 400 grams. You put the jar on there. On this particular Taylor scale, with the jar on there, it'll tare the jar, T-A-R-E, and that means it's 0 now with the jar on it. So it says, okay, I understand there's something there, but we're going to measure something inside there. So I have here some highly filtered water. Other thing, don't use pounds and ounces. You have to use grams. So be sure you can do grams on the little thing. There's a button here that says unit, and I can change to pounds and ounces, or pounds and decimals, or kilograms, or grams. And this one will weigh up to like 30 pounds of stuff. But anyway, so, I almost touched my eye. I'm gonna fill this up with about, it's more than 400. See, I forgot. So we're gonna put 742 grams of water in here. So what you do is you take your calculator, and if you've got a phone, you got a calculator. Pull up your calculator app and say 742 times 0.05. That's 5%. Now you want to shoot for between 2 and 4%. The guy who taught me, he always shot for 5%, and it's always worked for me, so I do that. So we want 37.1 grams of salt in here. Now, it says 742 right now. I can tare this thing by just hitting the tare button, and it will, zero out. Now it says 0. It's got the water, it's got the glass, it says 0. I need 37 grams in here of non-iodized salt. And the salt doesn't matter, just make sure it's not iodized. The iodine will prevent the process from happening correctly. So there's 38 right there. Oh, tad over, it's okay. not too worried about it. So that is going to be my mix. And I'm not going to use all this today. I'll stick this in the fridge for the next time. That last batch has been sitting in the fridge for a few months. And shake it up. Now, technically, I know you're probably supposed to boil it or whatever. Welcome to my world. I've seen some people do it this way, and it's worked for me so far, so I'm not really too concerned about it. I'm going to push that down, and then I'm going to pour. This is the one I already did the chopstick in, so I'm going to pour a little bit more of this in here to try to top it off. And make a mess. I knew I was going to make a mess, but I've got a towel right there for this very reason. And you fill this thing as close to the top as you can. Notice I got the weight in there, okay? The weight is already in there, so it's already displacing the water. Now, what's going to happen here, folks? As this ferments for the next month, like there's a seed floating on top right here. That is going to start a mold on top, most likely. And we'll do another video when we open these up in a month, but most likely that's going to start a mold on the top. That's okay, okay? The mold that's going to grow in here is not poison to you. It's not bad. You take a spoon, scoop that off first, and then we take out the weight, and then we'll process the contents, okay? But yeah, just accept that now. You might have mold. Now, these little weights that I get with that kit that I showed you earlier, I've had less mold ever since I started using these weights. They're really nice. And I know Mason Tops is not the only one that makes them. I like these. I haven't tried any others, so I can't speak to that. But anyway, so that one is ready to close up. Oh, it's ready to close up, but, oh, that's the lid for this. We're going to put not a lid like a canning lid, right? We have to put in a fermenting lid. Now this fermenting lid will allow gases to escape from the process, but will not allow air to just flow into it, okay? Now I've been sitting here talking, and I know people do this all the time, and I'm breathing over this. There is biome exchange happening everywhere around us. I don't think you need to be concerned about that. If you didn't have your biome, all those little creepy crawlies that inside you, the billions and billions of little things that are inside you, you wouldn't be alive, you wouldn't be healthy. So that's a good thing. It's one of the reasons why this is so healthy, this anaerobic process here. But anyway, so this has a little hole in the top, a little nipple. It's got a nipple and on there's a tiny, tiny hole. This goes on here, and you just screw this down. Now, be forewarned. If you just set this jar on the shelf like this, it's going to erupt, okay? It will erupt. In other words, it will spill. So I always put these things in a cereal bowl up on the shelf, and every single time. It will, I guarantee it will burp out. It's just the way the process works. It does burp. So let's get this next one done. Filling it up pretty good. I'm doing the chopstick again. All kinds of bubbles coming up to the top. Don't forget to do the chopstick. This is an anaerobic process, which means it doesn't, it needs to be the absence of oxygen, okay? And that absence of oxygen is encouraging to the lactobacillus. It's gone down about 1/2 inch. Trying to do this without yanking out a bunch. So I'm just kind of working it in there, the chopstick. There's little bubbles coming up. So I'm not seeing very many more bubbles coming out now. So that's about it. Gonna go ahead and put the weight back in first. Push it down. Ooh, I put too much liquid in there. That's why you're supposed to put the weight in before you put the liquid. My bad. Okay, so there's a few seeds on top of here. Again, be forewarned. You're gonna see mold. It's not gonna kill you, okay? Don't panic, all right? Put that on there. Get me another ring. This thing is probably going to erupt right now. I guarantee this one's going to erupt. You put it in a cereal bowl, you'll probably be okay. I might put this one in a soup bowl, I don't know. I see it coming up the nipple. Yeah, this one's going to erupt, guarantee. I shouldn't have put that water in without the weight. Almost all of it. And see, look, watch as I do this. Here, I'm going to get close to the camera here so you can see. Watch as the bubbles come up. Can you see those bubbles working their way up? There's a lot of bubbles in there. That liquid's already down to here. Of course, I didn't have it very full. I'm going to put some in here. Okay. I didn't put much. I think I'm okay. But this just gets the air out of there, which you want out of this as much as possible. Okay. So you can do this with a butter knife. I wouldn't do it with a sharp knife. You don't want to scratch the glass and end up with glass shards in your fermentation. And this is the same process, folks, for like sauerkraut. We did a sauerkraut video, my first sauerkraut video, and so far still my only sauerkraut. Very similar to this. Same ingredients, except there's no water. Yeah, that's interesting. Go back and look at that if you're interested in sauerkraut. Good. I mean, not the stuff you buy at the store. We're talking really good stuff. So this lid is in here now. And now I'm going to go ahead and top this off. And see, there's little seeds again. I'm repeating this for a very good reason, because I've heard people freak out about the mold in there. Oh no, it's bad, and throw it out. Don't do that. Just take a spoon, scoop it out. It's very clumpy. Comes out very easily. Another lid, another fermentation lid. Now this one is done right. The liquid's down a little bit from here. The bubbles will come up. It'll eject the gases through the little nipple, and it will still erupt. Guarantee. Okay? Just plan on it always erupting. Put it in a bowl. Be safe. I will put today's date on here, which is June 3rd. And I've already lined up a taste test. If you remember, cousin Bowtie Brett came, he ate a chocolate bar with me. He's coming back, and he's very excited because he's going to get a bottle of fermented hot sauce out of this too, which he and I both love. But anyway, yeah, this is beautiful. I think it's a beautiful process. So here we go on our memories shelf. Things do not get disturbed here, and you'll notice 3 jars, the little Menehune, are holding up a date for it, and they will sit there. They will not be touched. They will not be moved until 28 to 30 days from now. They will sit there. Now, if you just insist on pulling it down to check it, hold it very steady. Don't let it tip. Open the top very carefully. Use a little spoon to get any mold out if you wish. Do not shake it. Never, ever shake it. That's a very bad thing. There's a lot of life that's already starting in there that you don't want to disturb. So there you go. Another batch of fermented hot pepper sauce in the books. And I'm very excited about it. Be sure to tune back in about a month, because cousin Bowtie Brett is going to come over and help me decide what kind of vinegar tastes best in this stuff. And we've been using distilled white vinegar, and I want to try some apple cider vinegar. I have a feeling that might be a really nice dimension to the whole thing that we'd never done before. So this is this is my 3rd year of doing this, and I'm very excited about trying it. The other one that we're going to try is, I'm going to try some red wine vinegar just to see what it's like. I don't know that it'll be great, but we're going to see. So yeah, there they sit, there they'll be. And again, this is a shelf that doesn't get touched ever. So it will be safe there. And it's right here in our living room. So yeah, keep an eye on it. All righty. So if you're just stumbling along finding our channel, please subscribe. Don't miss the next part to this set of videos. If it's already come out by the time you see this, I will put a link at the end of the video and in the description. If I remember, I heard a YouTuber say that if ever a YouTuber says that or a vlogger says that, it means they will not do it. I'm trying to remember, folks. And thank you for watching, and thank you everyone for watching. Watching the videos really helps. It helps grow the channel, it helps grow the network, helps grow the community, not just this community, but the whole community. It's very important. I have a lot of thoughts on community, but I'm not going to get into that today. But if you thought this was informational, educational, or inspirational, maybe you got some ideas and going to try something yourself, click the thumbs up, comment below, share with your friends on social media. That all just helps grow the community more than I can explain in a short video. This is whole doctorates on this kind of stuff, growing social media. So I'm exhausted. I have been working all day. It rained while I was cutting up those peppers over there. But I'm going to see if I can get back out and do something else in the garden. I just got home last night still, so that video you saw me first look at the garden, it's the same day. Same bow tie too, yeah. Anyway, oh, I got some hot stuff in my mouth. All right, y'all have a blessed day.